CIET NCERT presents the audiobook Kaushal Bodh, textbook of vocational education activity book for grade 6.
Page number 1. Part 1. Work with life forms. In this page, there is an image in which children are playing in the garden, catching insects, collecting flowers, and taking photographs. Page 2. Life forms include all living things on earth. They include human beings, animals, birds, fish, plants, insects, and even bacteria and viruses. Projects on work with life forms will help you work with living things in different ways. You can take up projects related to growing plants in various ways, recording the biodiversity around you, surveying medicinal plants, learning to care for domestic animals, and maintaining a nature journal. It is up to you to imagine all that you can do in the activities with your peers. 2 examples of projects are given in this section. You must take up only one project. You can either choose one of these projects, or you can design a project of your own choice with the help of your teacher. Page 3. Project 1. School Kitchen Garden. This project will help you learn about growing plants for food. You will create a kitchen garden on your school campus, either in plant beds or in pots. Figure 1.1. As part of the project, you will be able to learn about tools and materials, visit a farm, garden or nursery, make vermicompost, plan the layout and maintenance of the kitchen garden, undertake measures for care of plants and maintenance of kitchen garden, harvest produce. Figure 1.1. A school kitchen garden. In this page, there is an image in which children are maintaining a school kitchen garden in the premises of their school. Page 4. We all enjoy different kinds of food. Some of us like to eat fresh fruits and vegetables. Some like vegetables cooked with herbs and spices. Yet others like preserved food, such as pickles and tomato sauce. Most of our food, which comes from farms, vegetables such as brinjal, eggplant, cucumber, chili or herbs, coriander, and mint can be grown in a kitchen garden. A kitchen garden, also known as a vegetable garden, is a garden where fruits, vegetables and herbs are grown. The produce or yield from the garden is usually sufficient to meet a family's needs. In this project, you will learn about growing plants for food in your school. You will create a kitchen garden in your school campus, either in plant beds or in pots. Figure 1.1. What will I be able to do? At the end of the project, you will be able to 1. Identify common gardening tools, equipment and materials and describe their uses. 2. Prepare soil either on the school ground or in pots using gardening tools. 3. Plant seeds or seedlings and help them grow through watering, use of manure and fertilizers and taking care. 4. Keep the plants in the kitchen garden safe with the help of fencing and organic pesticides. And 5. Harvest the produce in the kitchen garden or pots. What will I need? To carry out this project, you will need various tools and materials. Let us first try to learn about them. Page 5. Table 1.1. Common tools and materials used for cultivating plants in a kitchen garden. 1. Tool, garden trowel. Uses. This is used for digging up soil and planting seedlings. 2. Tool, hand cultivator. Uses. This is used for loosening soil, removing weeds and mixing manure in soil. 3. Tool, watering can with rose attachment or hose pipe. These are used for watering plant beds or pots, seedlings and plants. 4. Tool, Gardening gloves made of rubber. Uses. This protective gear is used to protect hands and provide a firm grip on tools. 5. Tool. Gardening shears. Uses. These are used for cutting branches, twigs and stems. In this page, the images of garden trowel, hand cultivator, watering equipment, gardening gloves and gardening shears is given. Page 6. 6. Material. Seeds, seedlings, bulbs, rhizomes, cuttings and so on. Uses. These are used for growing plants in the garden. 7. Material. Potting soil or mix. A potting mix is a blend of material like compost, perlite, vermiculite, soil, coir or peat moss. Uses. This material is used for filling containers or pots. 8. Material. Organic mulching materials such as grain straw, leaf mold, shredded leaves, grass clippings, etc. Uses. These are used to retain moisture and suppress growth of weeds. 9. Material. Plant labels. Uses. They are used to identify different plants in the garden. 10. Material. Old pipes or polyvinyl chloride (PVC) pipes, wooden sticks, bamboo poles, metal poles and string. Uses. These are used to make a protective fence. In this page, the images of seedlings, seeds, potting soil or mix, organic mulching materials, plant labels and PVC pipes or bamboo are given. Page 7. 11. Material. Bin and tarpaulin or scrap of old thick cloth. Uses. These are used for preparing compost or vermicompost which provide additional nutrition to plants. 12. Material. Neem leaves and jerry can or large bottle. Uses. These materials may be used for preparing organic pesticide which is used to kill or keep away pests or insects that are harmful for plants. 13. Material. Manure. Manure is a natural fertilizer prepared from the dung of farm animals which is used to provide additional nutrition to plants. Figure 1.2. 14. Tool. Spray bottle. It is used to spray small amount of liquid. 15. Tool. Spade. It is a tool used for digging, edging and moving soil or other materials. In this page, the images of bin and tarpaulin, neem leaves, manure, spray bottle, spade are given. Note: if you cannot get all these tools and materials, do not worry. You can ask your teacher or the expert for alternatives. Page 8. Did you know? Figure 1.2. Dung from animals have been traditionally used in Bharat to make manure. In this page, there is an image of a buffalo and two people collecting dung to make manure. How do I keep myself and others safe? Some key precautions to be followed while doing kitchen gardening are as follows. Point 1. Ask your teacher about the correct way to lift pots. If you feel the pot is too heavy, get someone to help you. And do not try to lift it alone. Figure 1.3. Point 2. Wear gloves when handling tools and materials to protect your skin. Ensure they fit well so that you have a good grip on tools. Point 3. Follow instructions while using gardening tools and materials. Point 4. Pay attention during demonstrations to understand correct techniques. Point 5. Always ask for help if you are unsure about how to use a tool. Figure 1.3. Stay safe while gardening. Lift pots carefully. Use tools correctly. Use gloves and aprons and read the available instructions for safe use of tools and materials. In this page, there is an image of school students doing safe gardening by wearing gloves and aprons. Page number 9. Point 6. Regularly clean the tools and equipment and wipe them after washing to prevent rusting. Point 7. Ensure tools are stored in an organized manner in a store or on shelves to prevent anyone from tripping over them. Internet safety. Ask your teachers for help while using the internet. Be careful not to upload or download anything without checking. Do not share personal information anywhere. What do I need to know before I start? To get first-hand knowledge of how to make your kitchen garden, you can visit an agricultural farm. If there are no farms near your school, you can visit a nursery, a garden, or an orchard. Figure 1.4. Figure 1.1. Learning from an expert. In this page, there is an image in which school students are learning gardening techniques from an expert. Activity 1. Visit to an agricultural farm, nursery or garden to interact with the farmer or nursery worker, gardener or expert. It is important to prepare a list of questions before the visit. Some are given below. See if you can think of more. You will answer these questions after your visit. 1. Which plants are being grown? Write your answers in the given blank space. 2. Page 10. 2. Were all the plants planted at the same time? If not, why? Write the answer in the blank space given below. 3. Can all the plants be grown in a kitchen garden? Yes or no? Write your answer in the given blank space. 4. How is the soil prepared for sowing or planting? Write your answer in the given blank space. 5. How are the plants provided nutrition in addition to what they get from the soil? Write your answer in the given blank space. 6. How can plants be protected from any kind of harm from animals and pests? Write your answer in the given blank space. Page 11. 7. What were the 2 most interesting things you learned during your visit? Write your experience in the given blank space. Discuss your observations with your peers and teacher and write about what you learned about growing plants after your visit. Did you know? The science of agriculture and plant life was given a lot of importance in ancient Bharat as the main work was farming and the rearing of animals. The distilled wisdom and experience related to plant health, growth and treatment of diseases was documented in a treatise called Vrikshayurveda, Ayurveda for trees. There were 2 texts by the same name of Vrikshayurveda, one written by Salihotra, approximately 400 BCE, and the second by Surapala, 1000 CE. The only existing copy of a palm leaf manuscript of Surpala's Vrikshayurveda is preserved at Oxford University. The text deals with the cultivation of many species of plants, water management, soil conservation, fertilizers, various diseases affecting plants and their treatment. In the Vrikshayurveda, Surapala encourages the planting of sacred trees like bilva, bale or stone apple, Nyagrodha, banyan, Ashwatha, fig, and neem. The text says that planting trees is one of the means to attain the goals of human life. Climate change, soil erosion and increasing health concerns have led to renewed interests in the traditional knowledge contained in texts like Vrikshayurveda. This knowledge can be used to maintain the health of the soil, promote good agricultural practices and preserve biodiversity. Page 12. What I have to do. Steps for growing plants. 1. Arranging tools, equipment and materials. 2. Vermicomposting. 3. Land preparation, adding manure and sowing seeds. 4. Weeding. 5. Setting up a fence. 6. Taking care of plants. 7. Harvesting produce. Figure 1.5. Growing plants in a kitchen garden. In this page, the images of all these steps are given. Here, the students are arranging tools and equipment, doing vermicomposting, then they are preparing land, then they are doing weeding after the growth of plants. They are setting up a fence to protect the plants, they are taking care of plants by watering and seeding, and they are harvesting their produce. The students seem very happy. Page 13. As given in the figure 1.5, a kitchen garden needs careful nurturing of plants to help them grow. Let us now conduct the activities that will guide you on how to develop a kitchen garden and, at the same time, learn how to grow healthy plants. Activity 2. Planning your school kitchen garden. The first step is to measure the land area and decide the various components of the kitchen garden. Figure 1.6. Some important decisions need to be taken. The questions below will help you with planning your kitchen garden. 1. Are you planning to make your school kitchen garden in the land available in school or in pots or both? Write your answer in the given blank space. 2. How are you going to calculate the area of your kitchen garden? Write your answer in the given blank space. Figure 1.6. Laying out the kitchen garden. In this image, school students can be seen preparing the land for kitchen gardening. While selecting the location of your kitchen garden, you must consider factors like exposure of plants to sunlight, drainage and spacing requirements so that you are able to reach all the plants while watering. Page 14. 3. What factors did you consider when selecting a location for the garden? Write your answer in the given blank space. Plants need nutrients to grow. Nutrients refer to specific elements such as nitrogen, phosphorus and potash that plants absorb from the soil or growth medium for their growth and development. Organic fertilizers such as manure, compost, vermicompost and green manure and inorganic fertilizers such as urea and superphosphate are applied to the plants for supplying nutrients. You can consider planting herbs or leafy vegetables that grow quickly. For example, you can grow herbs like coriander, mint, spinach or leafy vegetables so that you can use the produce from your garden soon. These herbs and leafy vegetables are also very good for health as they are good source of vitamins and minerals. Now, select the plants for your kitchen garden and get the seeds or seedlings for sowing or planting. Activity 3. Making vermicompost. In this activity, you will learn how to make vermicompost. There are many methods for preparing vermicompost. One such method is described below. You can also search for other methods on the internet or ask farmers and other experts for advice. 1. Vermicompost is prepared in a bin made of plastic, wood or any other water-resistant material. The bin must be covered with tarpaulin or piece of old thick cloth. Holes must be made in its bottom to drain out extra water. 2. The compost bin should be filled with waste such as kitchen waste, fallen leaves and other garden waste or any biodegradable waste. You can use any organic waste from the midday meal in your school or bring it from home or nearby dhaba or restaurant. These layers of waste are called bedding materials. Page 15. 3. Now add water to moisten the bedding material. Do this as per the instruction of the teacher. 4. Red earthworms, Icenia fetida, should be introduced on top of the bedding material and allowed to burrow into it. Figure 1.7a. You can get them from a farm or nursery. 5. The earthworms must be fed by adding kitchen scraps such as fruits and vegetable peelings, coffee grounds, eggshells and non-greasy food waste to the bin. Avoid adding meat, dairy or oily foods and citrus fruits as they can attract pests or harm the worms. 6. The bedding should be kept moist by spraying it with water as needed, but not waterlogged. It should be covered with a lid to retain moisture and prevent pests. 7. Vermicompost from the bottom of the bin can be used once it becomes dark, crumbly and earthy smelling, which usually happen within a few months. Figure 1.7b. Figure 1.7a. In this page, there is an image of earthworms prepared for vermicompost. Figure 1.7b. Vermicompost prepared using scraps of leftover food. In this page, there is also an image of the vermicompost prepared using the scraps of the leftover food. Page 16. Did you know, in case earthworms are not available, then you can make compost using a process slightly different from that of vermicomposting. You can search for the process by making compost on the internet using search keywords vermicomposting of solid waste. The following questions will help you check your learning. 1. Which materials you use to make the vermicompost? Write your answer in the given blank space. 2. What types of food scraps did you add to the bin? Write your answer in the given blank space. 3. What changes did you notice in the compost bin over a period? Write your answer in the given blank space. Page 17. Activity 4. Preparing the kitchen garden for planting. Soil preparation involves clearing the soil of any debris, rocks or unwanted plants that could hinder the growth of the plants. This ensures that your plants have room to grow and they get sufficient nutrition. Figure 1.8. Plant beds on the left and pots on the right for the kitchen garden. In these images, there are students preparing plant beds for planting, and the other image is of pots made of earth or clay. The soil in plant beds or pots needs to be prepared before sowing the seeds or planting seedlings. You will have to mix manure with the soil as per the directions of your teacher. The following questions will help you check your learning. 1. How did you prepare the soil for planting? Write your answer in the given blank space. 2. Did you use organic manure? If yes, what proportion did you use for mixing organic manure with soil? Write your answer in the given blank space. Page 18. Activity 5. Sowing seeds and planting of seedlings. You have already decided the plants to be grown in your kitchen garden in Activity 2. Before planting seeds, read the instructions on the seed packets to understand the recommended planting depth, spacing and season for planting. You can also use farm seeds preserved from the previous harvest by farmers or gardeners, in which case, please ask them for guidance. If you are transplanting seedlings, read any labels or tags that came with them for specific care instructions. If labels or tags are not available, ask the person who gave you the seedlings for guidance. 1. Sowing seeds. Sow seeds as per the sequence below. A. Make furrows or small holes in the soil according to the recommended spacing for sowing the seeds. If you are making your kitchen garden in pots, you will have to know the number of seeds or seedlings to be placed in each pot. The number of seeds or seedlings to be placed in each pot is decided by certain factors, including the type of plant, the size of pot, and the desired plant growth. B. Drop seeds into the furrows or holes. If the seeds are very small, sprinkle them evenly over the soil surface. Figure 1.9. C. Cover the seeds lightly with soil, following the recommended planting depth. D. Gently pat down the soil to ensure good seed-to-soil contact. Figure 1.9. Sowing seeds in furrows. In this image, there are seeds being planted in the soil. Page 19. 2. Planting seedlings. If you are planting seedling, then follow the steps given below. A. Dig holes in the prepared soil. The hole should be slightly larger than the length of the roots of the seedlings. B. Carefully remove the seedlings from their containers, being mindful not to damage the roots. C. Place each seedling into the prepared hole. The soil level around the seedling should match the soil level in its original container. D. Gently fill the holes with soil, pressing lightly around the base of each seedling to secure the plant in its place. Write the name of the plant and date of sowing on labels with the help of a permanent marker. These labels can be made of old plastic bags, stuck on waste cardboard or even chart paper. Place the labels at the beginning of each row or section of the garden or in each pot to identify the date they were planted. This will help you keep track of your plants as they grow. Respond to the following questions by checking your learning. Figure 1.10. Soil background along with plant-to-plant space. In this image, the proper length and width of the soil and the proper spacing of seedlings is demonstrated. Respond to the following questions to check your learning. 1. How deep did you plant each type of seed? Use Table 1.1 to fill the information. Table 1.1. Data on seed sowing depth. In the table, you can write the name of the plant and the seed sowing depth in centimeters. 2. How much space did you leave between one plant and the other? Use Table 1.2 to fill the information. Table 1.2. Maintaining data on plant-to-plant space. In this table, you can write the name of the plant and the plant-to-plant space in centimeters. 3. Was the plant-to-plant space same for all the plants grown by you? Answer yes or no. Activity 6. Taking care of plants. Plants need care to make sure they receive the nutrients, water and sunlight needed to thrive. Also, the plants are delicate and must be protected from any harm due to animals, pests, diseases or extreme weather. General protection of plants include making a fence, companion planting, sanitation, weeding, wind protection and using organic pesticides against pests and diseases. 1. Making a fence. You need to keep the plants safe from other animals and people who may step on them. You can do this by making a fence around your kitchen garden. A. The fence can be made using bamboo or locally available material. B. Measure the dimensions of the area that needs to be fenced. C. Draw a sketch of the area and decide where fence is to be placed. D. Collect locally available materials like bamboo, old pipes or old wooden sticks for using them as poles and use a strong string to bind the poles and make the fence. Page 21. The following questions will help you decide the quantity of materials you needed. 1. What are the materials that you will use for fencing? Write your answer in the given blank space. 2. How many poles and the length of string you will need for fencing? Write your answer in the given blank space. 2. Steps for plant care and maintenance. A. Support your plants and creepers by staking. Staking plants is a common practice to provide support and stability, especially for tall or weak stem plants that may otherwise become top-heavy and fall over. Figure 1.11. Plants such as tomatoes, cucumbers, peas and beans require staking. First, you will need stakes. You can use a bamboo, a thin old branch that has fallen off a tree, or an old metal or plastic pipe as a stake. The height and thickness of the stake should be decided according to the length and weight of the plant. Now, using a string, tie the plant with the stake. Figure 1.11. Staking a plant for support. In this page, there is an image in which a plant is being tied to a bamboo stick. Page 22. B. Watering your plants. It is essential to water plants regularly, ensuring that the soil remains consistently moist but not waterlogged, as overwatering is generally harmful for plants. Decide How the plants will be watered. You can use a mug and bucket, watering can, or a pipe or something else. Figure 1.12. Develop a schedule to ensure plants receive sufficient water, especially during dry spells. New plants need more frequent watering. Water the plants in early morning or late afternoon to minimize water loss due to evaporation. Figure 1.12. Watering freshly sown plant beds. On this page, there is an image in which students are watering the plants. The questions below should be answered before watering the plants, as it will help you to ensure watering as per the needs of the plants. 1. How do you know when a plant needs water? Write your answer in the blank space. 2. How often do you need to water your plants? Write your answer in the given blank space. Page 23. 3. What is the best time for watering plants? Write your answer in the given blank space. 4. What factors influence the quantity and frequency of watering? Write your answer in the given blank space. C. Mulching post-watering. Apply a layer of mulch such as straw, wood chips or shredded leaves around your plants to help retain moisture, suppress weeds and ensure the soil temperature remains mostly the same. D. Monitoring the garden for signs of pests and applying organic pesticides. Prepare organic pesticides using ingredients like neem oil, garlic, chili pepper and soap. Apply organic pesticides as needed and follow instructions carefully to minimize harm to beneficial insects or birds and animals that are not harmful for plants. Did you know? Neem-based pesticide is an organic pesticide used to control caterpillars, grasshoppers, whitefly and aphids in agricultural crops. You can make an organic pesticide by following the steps given below. Page 24. 1. Take 500 gram of neem leaves. If possible, you can ask an expert at the local Krishi Vigyan Kendra or Agriculture Research Center to recommend any other bitter plant leaves. Wash them and chop or break them into smaller pieces. You will experience a nice fragrance as the leaves are broken up. 2. Mix the leaves with 5 liters of water. 3. Put the mixture in a jerry can or large size bottle and leave it for around 14 days. 4. Separate suspended solids from liquid using a strainer. 5. You can spray this pesticide on your plants using a spray bottle. E. Removing weeds. Check regularly for weeds and remove them as soon as they appear. Figure 1.13. It is good to use a hand cultivator if you have one for weeding. You can ask your teacher for an alternative if hand cultivator is not available. Figure 1.13. Removing weeds in a plant bed using hand cultivator. In this page, there is an image in which school students are removing weeds using a hand cultivator. Decorate your garden. Your garden must look beautiful with plants growing neatly in rows and with proper layout and decoration. Think of ways in which you can beautify your garden and act on them. Some things you can do to decorate your kitchen garden are as follows. 1. Use stones to make the flower beds or pots look neat. You can paint these stones using attractive colors. 2. Make decorative items that can be kept outside in the garden, like painted clay pots, paintings made on stones, or using old objects lying around the school to make sculptures. 3. You can even make a scarecrow to keep the garden safe from birds. You can get some ideas from the work done by Sri Nek Chand, who created a beautiful garden called the Rock Garden using waste material in the Union Territory of Chandigarh. Page 25. Activity 7. Observing your plants grow. Tracking growth of plants can be helpful in understanding their development and needs. Keep the track of the growth of the plant in your kitchen garden. Figure 1.14. Observe changes in the plant height and record other observations such as change in the color of leaves, appearance of flowers, and even attack of pests. You can maintain a diary where you record your observations. Use table 1.3 to record your observations. Figure 1.14. Keeping track of the growth of plants. In this page, there is an image of school students keeping track of the growth of their plants. Table 1.13. Observations of plants as they grow in the kitchen garden. In this table, you can write your weekly observation of the growth of your plant, including data of emergence of seedling, height of plants, pests, changes in color of leaves, flowering, etc. You can write down the date of your observation and then the changes that you have observed. Page 26. Keep a record of the progress of your kitchen garden by taking photographs from different angles or drawing sketches or both. Make sketches or paste the photos in the space given below. In the given blank space, you can make sketches or paste the photos of the changes you have observed in your plants, weekly or monthly, as per your convenience. Page 27. Activity 8. Harvesting. Once ready for consumption, harvest your produce and sort it based on quality and size. Figure 1.15. You must ask your teacher about the method to harvest produce. For example, for leafy greens such as lettuce and spinach, use a cut and come again approach, harvesting outer leaves while allowing the inner leaves to continue growing. For root vegetables like carrots and radishes, gently loosen the soil around the base of the plant and pull them out by hand or with the help of a garden trowel. For produce like tomatoes, brinjals, and peppers, use gardening shears to cut them from the vine, leaving a short stem attached. Figure 1.16. Remove any debris, foreign matter, or produce that is damaged to ensure only the best quality is retained. Figure 1.15. Enjoy the produce of your labor. In this page, there is an image of a student who has harvested the vegetables he has sown. The student looks very happy. In this page, there is an image of a brinjal plant, and adjacent to it, there is an image of the harvested brinjals. Page 28. The following questions will help you to check your learning. 1. Which crops you harvested? Write down your answer in the given blank space A, B, and C. 2. How did you know they were ready for harvesting? Write down your answer in the given blank space A, B, and C. 3. Which tools did you use to harvest the plants? Write down your answer in the given blank space. 4. What precautions you took to avoid damaging the plants while harvesting? Write down your answer in the given blank space. 5. What did you do with the produce after harvesting from the kitchen garden? Write down your answer in the given blank space. Page 29. Visit the local vegetable market. Observe the vegetables and fruits and note the price of different vegetables and fruits. Prepare a price chart. Refer to table 1.4 of your vegetables based on your observation. Table 1.4. Price chart of vegetable produce in market. In this table, you can write down the names of the vegetables and their respective price. Activity 10. Setting a price. You can give the produce from your kitchen garden to the school kitchen for midday meals or decide what to do based on instructions with your teacher and peers. Estimating the price of produce from your kitchen garden involves considering many factors such as cost of seeds or seedling, cost on soil amendments, cost of tools and equipment, label cost, etc. But what if you plan to sell the produce? You can set a price for each item of your produce. Discuss how a price is fixed for the produce with your peers and teacher. Page 30. Here is a simple method to learn how to calculate the price after filling the information in Table 1.5. Table 1.5. Estimating price of produce from kitchen garden. In this table, you can write down 1. What did you grow? 2. How much money was spent on the seeds or seedling and other materials? 3. What was the quantity harvested, number or by weight? 4. What is the market price of the produce? And 5. How much money would you get for your produce? Did you know that plants can be grown without soil? Take a cutting of a money plant and place it in an old bottle filled with water. Place the bottle in bright but indirect sunlight. Do remember to change the water every week or so. See what happens. Page 31. Smart kitchen garden with artificial intelligence. You can design and make a smart kitchen garden utilizing artificial intelligence, AI. AI assists in plant identification, watering plants, recording plant growth, identify pests and whatever else you need. 1. Planning and designing using AI. 1. Search for suitable vegetables and herbs and learn when they should be planted. AI apps on mobile phone suggest plants based on your location. 2. Plan the layout of the garden bed or the placement of the pots considering sunlight and space requirements. Some plants grow better when they are surrounded by others while others need space. 2. Making the kitchen garden. 1. Fill the raised bed or pots with appropriate potting mix and ensure that extra water drains out. 2. Plant seeds or seedlings following the recommended spacing and depth. 3. Label each plant with its name and planting date for easy identification. You can print the labels or you can even paste a photograph of the plant on the label. 3. Smart care and monitoring. Search for suitable garden management apps or garden growth recording apps. Observe the plants regularly and use the app to track their progress. Identify potential issues like pests or diseases. 1. Use an image recognition app to identify any unfamiliar plants that may appear. These could be weeds or plants grown from seeds that were left over from the previous season. 2. Based on AI app suggestions and additional internet searches, determine appropriate watering schedules, manure to be added, and early detection and control of pests. 3. Document observations of plant growth and other things that interest you, creating a record of your learning journey. Geotagging, which refers to the process of adding geographical information to various forms of media such as photos, videos, websites or social media posts can be created for your kitchen garden. You can use digital technologies for geotagging your garden, even if it is in pots. Page 32. What did I learn from others? Write 3 important things that you learned from others. They could be about making a kitchen garden, looking after plants, or simply working with others. Write down your answer in the given blank space. What did I do and how long did it take? It is important to understand how much time is required for an activity to be completed. Calculate the approximate number of periods you spent on each activity. Mark them on the timeline below. If you did more than the activities suggested in the book, please add the number and time taken. You can write down the time taken in each of the activity completed by you. What else can I do? 1. Design a container garden at your home. Think and discuss with your teacher what materials you will need and how you will proceed. 2. Find out the scientific names of the plants you have grown. 3. Geotag your kitchen garden. Include longitude and latitude coordinates. Page 33. Think and answer. 1. What did you enjoy doing? 2. What were the challenges that you faced during the activities? 3. What will you do differently next time? 4. What were the conditions that helped your plants grow? If your plants did not grow well, what should you do next time? 5. What jobs are related to the project? Look around, speak to people, and write your answer. A few examples of jobs related to the activities that you did are farmer, gardener, agricultural scientist, mechanic for agricultural equipment such as tractors and harvesters. Chapter ends.
You were just listening to this audio book, Textbook of Vocational Education for Grade 6. Narration, Farhan Ali Naqvi. Sound recordist, Virendra Rawat. Assistance in production, Amarjit Sarkar. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.